In 1994, 21-year-old Hitomi Masuyama was a happy Japanese woman engaged to be married. Then came strange phone calls, ones that shattered her peace and foreshadowed her mysterious disappearance. Here is her tragic, unsolved story. Hitomi Masuyama was born on February 1973 in Japan, in the peaceful rural town of Minamisoma. From a very young age, Hitomi was known for her kindness, her grace, and her work ethic. As she grew up, she became the kind of young woman everyone adored. Family worked in agriculture and were financially stable. She had a stable job at the reception desk of a local dental clinic, close friends, and a family that supported and adored her. After local high school, Hitomi worked at an electronics factory in Kanagawa Prefecture. She soon returned home and found work as a dental assistant and administrative clerk at a local clinic. In August 1993, her life was unfolding exactly as she had hoped. While visiting a restaurant with a friend, Hitomi unexpectedly reunited with a former junior high school classmate, referred to as A, who was employed there. The two quickly rekindled their connection and began a romantic relationship. With the approval of both families, their relationship progressed rapidly, and they became engaged within 4 to 5 months. Hitomi appeared to be well integrated into A's family life, with her sister frequently helping out at the restaurant operated by his relatives. The wedding was planned for early March, and apparently, this marriage had changed quite a few things in Hitomi's life. On Saturday, February 19, 1994, 21-year-old Hitomi Masuyama arrived at the dental clinic for the last time. The morning was quite festive, and her colleagues gave her flowers and small gifts. The atmosphere was truly joyful. All her colleagues hugged her while congratulating her and wishing her much happiness for her marriage. On her upcoming marriage, the clinic's director and his wife gave her a bouquet of flowers before she left shortly after 1 p.m. The clinic was closed that afternoon, so she had completed her work earlier than usual. She told them she had several plans for the rest of the day. She was supposed to take clothes to the hospital where her grandfather was staying, then help out at the restaurant run by her fiancé's family near Haranomichi Station, and later meet a friend for dinner. Her fiancé planned to join her after first stopping by the hospital himself. When Hitomi did not appear at the restaurant, her fiancé called her parents. A call to the hospital revealed she had never visited her grandfather. Alarmed, they contacted her workplace and friends, but no one knew where she had gone after leaving the clinic. Discovery of the abandoned vehicle. On the morning of February 20th, a co-worker alerted Hitomi's parents that her car remained parked at the dental clinic. He then recalled spotting her distinctive black Suzuki Alto Works the previous afternoon around 1:30 p.m. while stopping at a gas station on National Route 6 to pick up his brother. The car was in a nearby lot serving a convenience store, bento shop, and 3-story apartment building. Though parked behind the store and hidden from the main road, the lot was hardly isolated. Customers came and went steadily, but Hitomi was nowhere in sight. Car was locked. Inside lay her jacket, shoulder bag, wallet, personal belongings, and the bouquet given to her that morning. Tucked inside her bag was a boxed engagement ring, likely meant to show the friend she had planned to meet that evening. In the days before her disappearance, Hitomi showed no signs of distress or plans to flee. She stayed up late on February 18th finishing wedding invitations and spoke eagerly with friends about her upcoming reception. Far from anxious or doubtful, she seemed genuinely excited for the future. She had even made plans to see people on February 20th, further proof that her sudden vanishing was completely out of character. With breaking hearts, Hitomi's parents walked into the Haranomichi police station on February 20th to report their daughter missing. Police are often slow to act when adults vanish, too quick to assume they simply walked away. But this time, the eerie, inexplicable details refused to be ignored. Something was terribly wrong. There would be no waiting, no dismissal. Authorities opened an immediate investigation, treating Hitomi's disappearance not as a choice, but as a crime. In the weeks before she vanished, Hitomi's home was haunted. Night after night the phone rang, always silent, always menacing. What began around midnight soon escalated, the calls crawling through the darkness every hour until dawn. No voice, no breath, just a ringing that refused to stop. Her father later realized something that made his blood run cold. The calls ceased completely on February 19th, the very day Hitomi disappeared. Not after the police were called. Not after the news spread. That same day. As if the caller had gotten exactly what they wanted. Around the same time, someone had vandalized Hitomi's car. Scratched deep into the paint were words meant to wound. Ugly. Idiot. This was not random cruelty. It was personal. Investigators believe the silent caller and the vandal were one and the same. Someone who resented Hitomi enough to terrorize her, and perhaps something far worse. As investigators cast their net wide, questioning neighbors, co-workers, friends, anyone who might know something, one name kept rising to the surface. Hitomi's fiancé. At first, he had played the part of the worried partner. But the mask slipped quickly. His concern curdled into something cold, distant. Then came the television interview. Sitting before the cameras, he said calmly, flatly, "There is no need to search for her. She left on her own." Not anguish, not urgency, just indifference. Hitomi's family watched in disbelief. The man who was supposed to marry their daughter seemed already finished with her. Then police uncovered the truth. Throughout his engagement to Hitomi, he had been secretly involved with another woman. A double life, a hidden love. And suddenly, his strange detachment made terrible sense. Then police found her diary. It was inside her car, untouched, as if waiting to speak for her. Page by page, Hitomi's own words pulled back the curtain on a heart already breaking. Weeks before she vanished, she had begun to suspect the man she loved was betraying her. On January 25, 1994, she wrote of a phone call received during her lunch break. A woman's voice, a stranger, yet somehow familiar with her fiancé. Hitomi's instincts whispered the truth. Her entry that day reads, "I got a call from a woman. Apparently, there was another woman who hadn't hung up on me. My hunch was right. He denied knowing anyone like that. I'll believe him and think it was just harassment." She wanted so badly to trust him. So she buried her doubts, convincing herself it was nothing. But her diary proves what she tried to deny. Hitomi knew, and someone else knew that she knew. On the day she vanished, the phone rang again. Another woman's voice. A coworker noticed the change immediately. After hanging up, Hitomi's face darkened. Her expression described later as gloomy. She kept looking at the clock over and over, like she was waiting for someone. Not anxious, not afraid. She never went to the supermarket that afternoon. Perhaps she was never meant to. Perhaps she was heading somewhere else entirely. Someone was waiting, and she went to meet them. Nearly a year without Hitomi, and then the phone rang again. A woman's voice. "It's your older sister," she said. But it wasn't Hitomi. The voice was older, rougher, a middle-aged woman. The line went dead. Hitomi's younger sister listened again in her memory and realized. She knew that voice. It sounded just like a waitress who worked at her fiancé's family restaurant. A familiar voice, wrapped in a cruel disguise. Police traced the call to a public phone booth just minutes from the family home. Someone had stood there in the dark, impersonating a dead girl. Investigators believed it was a hoax, meant to plant false hope. But the sisters' recognition went nowhere. Police never followed up. Another lead. Another silence. Her fiancé also embraced the belief that she had left voluntarily, and used this as a reason to justify his lack of enthusiasm in efforts to search for her. Within months of her disappearance, He rekindled a relationship with a former girlfriend, appearing to move on with little difficulty. He became engaged to this girlfriend just a few months after Hitomi's disappearance and had a child with her. This behavior has fueled ongoing suspicion, raising questions about whether he played a role in Hitomi's disappearance or whether another woman, possibly his former partner, may have been directly involved, either alone or in cooperation with him. Whispers began spreading through the town. The other woman, the one Hitomi's fiancé had hidden, was no ordinary mistress. Rumors claimed her father was a senior figure in a local criminal syndicate, a man with ties to the Yakuza. True, it changed everything. Still, investigators seemed unwilling to pursue her. Perhaps she had an alibi. Perhaps no one dared to ask too many questions. But others wondered. Maybe she didn't act alone. Hitomi simply vanished. No struggle, no witnesses, no trace. Some believe she was lured. That final, unsettling phone call at the clinic may have been the bait, drawing her to a place where others waited. Experienced hands could have made her disappear in minutes. Clean, silent abduction. The kind men like her father knew how to orchestrate. There is no hard proof directly connecting this woman to the crime, and much of what is known remains speculative. Still, the circumstances surrounding her relationship with Hitomi's fiancé continue to strike many as deeply suspicious. Critics have long argued that police failed to fully explore promising avenues, possibly due to the influence wielded by the woman's father within the Fukushima area. Despite years of efforts, including questioning approximately 27,000 individuals and gathering more than 110 tips, investigators were unable to uncover decisive evidence. As of 2026, the disappearance of Hitomi Masuyama has never been resolved. Some believe the phone call made to her family was a deliberate hoax meant to mislead them. Others question how much her fiancé truly knew or whether he was concealing key information. There has also been persistent speculation about the other woman in his life, rumored to be the daughter of a Yakuza-linked figure, and whether that connection played a role. Another theory suggests she may have taken her own life, but with a lack of evidence, it has never been established what happened to her. When she disappeared from Haramachi Ward, Minamisoma City, then Haramachi City, Hitomi was a 21-year-old female of Asian origin. She stood at 158 centimeters, or 5 feet 2 inches, and was described as thin. She had dimples on both cheeks and a mole on her right nostril. She was wearing a gray sweatshirt with the word Benetton printed on the chest, navy blue jeans, and black and beige Regal leather shoes. Despite years of investigation, Hitomi has never been found. Although her family holds on to hope that one day they will know the truth, her fate remains unknown.